Tanvi, we are live.
Greetings of the day, everyone. I am Tanvi Mishra from Atal Innovation Mission, NITI Aayog, your host for today's session. At the outset, I would like to invite Ms. Tamara Oglivi, Program Director RISE, for acknowledgement of country.
Thank you. Greetings. On behalf of all those joining this session from Australia, as I am, I acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands, seas and waters throughout the country that is Australia. I'm in Sydney today on the lands of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. I pay my respects to their elders and to all First Nations elders, past, present, and recognise their continuing connection and custodianship of our lands. Thank you, Tanvi.
Samara, I'm delighted to welcome all those who have joined us for this virtual event marking the launch for applications for the first cohort of India-Australia Rapid Innovation and Startup Expansion RISE Accelerator. Today marks the beginning of a transformative journey, one that holds the promise of driving innovation, fostering collaboration, and creating a lasting impact on the startup ecosystems of both India and Australia. The RISE Accelerator is a purpose-built initiative crafted to support and accelerate the growth of tech-based startups in both countries. With a keen focus on mature innovations, RISE aims to propel these startups to new heights, foster cross-border social, economic, and environmental impact through a robust innovation ecosystem. This acceleration is made possible through a formidable partnership between two visionary organizations, the Atal Innovation Mission AIM NITI Aayog, that embodies the spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship, and CSIRO, Australia's National Science Agency. This collaboration represents a coming together of minds from two nations committed to pushing the boundaries of technology and fostering the growth of science-backed startups with a global perspective. Let us all have a look at the RISE Accelerator video to have a glimpse of the program. Can we have the video, please? Thank you. With this, I would now like to invite Ms. Tamara Oglivi, Program Director RISE, to unfold RISE Accelerator for us. Over to you, Tamara.
Thank you. We are all thrilled, absolutely thrilled to today open applications for the RISE Accelerator Round 1. The RISE Accelerator, as Tanvi said, and as that video introduced, will really draw on India's and Australia's complementary capabilities to solve shared national challenges. With a focus on environment and climate challenges, the program encourages innovation by and across our respective startup and small and medium-sized business ecosystems. Just as the program seeks to see collaborative bilateral relationships amongst startups and industry across our two countries, the RISE Accelerator itself is being delivered through a powerful collaboration between the Atal Innovation Mission and the CSIRO. And it is our shared vision that we deepen Australia's and India's economic linkages in support of both countries' prosperity. We will do so by helping startups and SMEs achieve fast-track cross-border impact of their science and technology, encouraging innovation that has sustainable environmental, economic, and social impact at its heart, and by better integrating both the science and the technology and the startup and SME ecosystems between India and Australia. I'll get you to jump to the next slide, please, Pramit. Together, the Atal Innovation Mission and CSIRO, after extensive stakeholder consultations, have designed a program that will improve the capability of Australian startups and SMEs to trade in the Indian market and vice versa, of Indian startups in the Australian market. Who are we seeking? The program seeks competitive applications from startups and SMEs. Get you to jump to the next slide. Incorporated and headquartered or domiciled in Australia or India, that have been incorporated for less than 10 years, that have revenue of less than in Australian dollars, 20 million or 100 crore rupees, and that importantly have a technology or solution that sits at technology readiness level 7 or above. And that means it's been demonstrated in an operational environment. And whilst we may consider solutions at TRL 5 to 6, we will do so where there is a very clear potential and well-articulated potential to rapidly advance through expansion into India or Australia. We expect businesses will likely have achieved a commercial record, if not success, at the higher TRLs in the home market and now have a clear and genuine cross-border intent. Each round of the Accelerator will have a specific environmental challenge that we publicise at riseaccelerator.org and which we will importantly reveal to you today. We seek solutions that align with and can address the nominated challenge statements and who must, of course, meet all of the nominated eligibility criteria, which I've briefly just covered. Our 9-month Accelerator, of which there'll be 5 rounds between now and 2026, guides cross-border understanding and planning, helps establish effective cross-border networks, and provides knowledge and support to demonstrate a solution to and in a new market and build credibility with a new audience. In each round, 6 to 8 Australian and 6 to 8 Indian startups and SMEs, all competitively selected, will participate in cross-border capacity building activities together. There are 2 phases of the program, the Accelerate phase and the Pilot phase, running one after the other for 18 weeks each, and which I'll touch on in a moment. To support participation in and completion of program activities, the Round 1 RISE Accelerator grant provides participants with up to 4 million rupees for Indian organisations or 75,000 Australian dollars for Australian organisations. This grant is intended to assist organisations to fully participate, to complete the Accelerate phase and to execute on critical pilot phase activities. Much of the learning will be virtual, either self-paced or held in the overlap of working hours across India and Australia's time zones. We estimate that the Accelerate phase will require of participants around 6 hours per week to complete all learning modules, participate in mentor sessions and workshops, and to do the work, to really work on your individual market entry strategy. But there is also critical travel. I'll get you to jump to the next slide, please. One participant from each organisation will travel to, or if you're an Australian organisation, within Australia. For round 1, this will be in April 2024, as well as 2 or within India in late May of 2024. And this will be a time of immersive and valuable peer-to-peer learning. During these periods, our attendees will take part in a curated program of site visits, workshops, and networking. There will also be travel again within the home country during the wrap-up week to conclude the 9 months, with a virtual overlap across the 2 countries. And a travel allowance is provided by the program to support your participation in these travel experiences. During the Accelerate phase, personnel such as the co-founders, owners, senior executives will be nominated and will participate in facilitated sprint sessions and curriculum covering overseas expansion, must-knows, how to navigate cross-border operations, how to validate and/or adapt technology for the new market, and important knowledge around developing and managing critical connections and networks and building credibility. Next slide, please. Throughout the Accelerate phase, and indeed the whole program, the startups and SMEs are supported by a dedicated expert in residence, and along with other subject matter mentors specific to the cohorts, specific to the round's focus and to the business's needs. And those expert in residence and subject matter mentors from both Australia and India will directly support progress of our companies, whilst of course challenging their thinking along the way. In the second half of the program, we begin to execute on the pilot phase activities that the Accelerate phase has really been building towards. In the pilot phase, in the target market, companies will deliver things such as a demonstration pilot with an industry partner, cross-border target market research, and/or research and development if needed to adapt and validate a solution to the target market, all very much depending on the organisation's specific circumstances and needs. An important part of this program is the rich network that startups and small and medium-sized businesses will be exposed to and supported by. In addition to encouraging any startups and SMEs on this session today to head to riseaccelerator.org for further information, if there are indeed any organisations in the audience today interested in being a part of the critical support network for this exciting new bilateral accelerator, I also encourage you to get in touch. We look forward to working with you. Let's rise.
Thanks a lot, Tamara. In the dynamic landscape of international relations, the strategic partnership between India and Australia stands as a testament to the shared values, economic interests, and geopolitical objectives that bind the 2 nations together. This alliance, forged on mutual respect and cooperation, has not only strengthened the diplomatic ties, but also paved the way for collaborative efforts across various domains. At the heart of this partnership lies a commitment to fostering economic growth. Bilateral trade was witnessed and has witnessed substantial growth, and both the nations actively engage in initiatives to further enhance economic collaboration. The synergy between India's growing technological prowess and Australia's cutting-edge R&D with resource abundance creates a formidable force that fuels research, innovation, and development. Let us have a look at what Mr. Manpreet Vohra, High Commissioner of India to Australia, has to say on the RISE Accelerator. Can we have his video, please?
Your Excellency, High Commissioner Philip Green, Dr. Chintan Vaishnav, Mission Director and Additional Secretary, Atal Innovation Mission of NITI Aayog, friends, ladies and gentlemen, namaste and good day. My compliments to the dedicated teams at Atal Innovation Mission of the NITI Aayog and CSIRO for their close collaboration that has allowed us to reach this milestone day for the ambitious RISE Bilateral Accelerator program in a short span of just 8 months. The objectives of RISE, which are to achieve convergence of the innovation ecosystems in India and Australia and help solve shared challenges, are critically important for the vital theme of RISE, that is environment and critical technology. I beg your pardon, environment and climate technology. The first cohort, for which we are launching the call for application today, will focus on the circular economy, RISE will enable competitively selected startups and SMEs with mature tech-based innovations to fast-track their cross-border targets and opportunities to make positive and tangible social, economic, and environmental impact. The access and support that RISE will provide to them through training and curriculum, incubation networks, domain experts and mentors, linkages with industry and financial networks, including venture capital, and the ability to quick launch pilot projects will increase manifold the possibility of success for these startups and SMEs. Ladies and gentlemen, India is the fifth largest economy with presently the third largest tech and startup ecosystem in the world. RISE will give the counterpart Australian startups not only easier access to the large and fastest growing market that is India, but also hand-holding and a very conducive environment for them to invest, grow, and impact. Similarly, Australia will provide Indian startups and SMEs access to the world-class R&D infrastructure, innovations, and technologies, which can be their launchpad for ventures even further into Asia, Europe, and beyond. Given that innovation is a key pillar of the larger India-Australia strategic partnership, it's great that the launch of RISE has coincided with a visit to India by Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister, the Honourable Richard Marles MP, and Foreign Minister, Senator Penny Wong, for our second 2+2 ministerial dialogue, the first with Prime Minister Albanese's government. There are many firsts that we have already witnessed just in the 10 or 11 months of 2023. The first annual Leaders Summit, 2 visits by Australia's Prime Minister to India, entry into force of our Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, or ECTA, record high bilateral trade, the establishment of a Little India in Sydney, new consulates general in Bengaluru and Brisbane, possibly more flight connections to come, Australian university campuses in India, recognition of educational qualifications, migration and mobility arrangements, and so much more. I echo Prime Minister Albanese's words that, and I quote, Australia-India relations have never been better, unquote. Today's launch adds to this long list of achievements and new initiatives in our bilateral relationship. As both nations navigate the complexities of the 21st century, RISE will serve as a model, demonstrating that by teaming forces and working together, Indian and Australian startups and SMEs can unlock new opportunities for mutual growth and development and in our quest for a prosperous, secure, and inclusive future for everyone. I once again compliment all of you, particularly the Atal Innovation Mission and CSIRO, all your teams, all your experts and officials. Thank you also for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this historic RISE launch event today. Namaste.
Thank you for your message, Mr. Manpreet. With this, let us hear the thoughts of Mr. Philip Green, High Commissioner of Australia to India, about the strategic partnership between the two nations and how RISE Accelerator will play a vital role in helping the startups to make their way to the commercialization journey. Can we have this video?
When the Australian and Indian Prime Ministers met here in New Delhi in March, they announced that we were going to have a new partnership in science, research and innovation. What I think they had in mind was that both of our countries are very strong in these fields. We have vibrant, thoughtful minds with great ideas. But we don't know enough about each other's business cultures, and we're not deeply enough engaged at the level both of business and innovation. So we now have the RISE Accelerator. It's an opportunity for entrepreneurs, SMEs on both sides between Australia and India to get to know each other's cultures and to see whether their particular innovation can find solutions to the big problems we face. Our Prime Ministers are also deeply concerned about the future of our planet. And so it doesn't surprise me that the first round of this RISE Accelerator will be based on the circular economy. That's the right issue at the right time. So what's in it for you? For Australian and for Indian entrepreneurs, small businesses, SMEs, and researchers, an opportunity for you to learn more about the opportunities in Australia, a thriving modern economy with great infrastructure and a powerful research and innovation culture. And India, one of those vibrant markets of the world and full of bright innovation. An opportunity for Australians to connect with the global tech world. It's an opportunity for you on both sides of this partnership to choose to be more deeply involved in the other, to learn something, make your solutions have an impact somewhere else, and get your business flowing. So I urge you, just like Australian Indian cricketers, have a go. Get into the RISE Accelerator and make a difference.
Thank you, Mr. Philip. Over the course of the last 15-20 minutes, we have unpacked the RISE Accelerator program for you and heard the High Commissioner speak about the opportunities that the program presents. With this, we are at the right juncture to dive into the heart of RISE Accelerator's mission. Let's look at the video that showcases the problem statements that the first cohort of RISE Accelerator will be solving. With this, I would like to welcome Dr. Rita Dhodapkar, Science Secretary and Principal Technical Officer, CSIR NITI. Dr. Rita will take a deep dive at the problem statements of RISE Accelerator. Over to you, Dr. Rita.
Thank you, Harvey. It's my pleasure to introduce the challenge statement. And the first cohort is the circular economy, as we have been hearing right now. So globally, we need to think design to avoid waste products, reuse materials many times over, and add value at each step of the supply chain. This will conserve valuable and limited natural resources. We can achieve a triple dividend of economic growth, employment, and waste reduction through a circular economy. Next, please. So the circular economy opportunity, no, the previous one, please. Approach enhances resource efficiency and minimizes waste through its recovery and reuse in production. Moreover, the circular economy approach requires that the technology should curb pollution within a sector, and it does not shift the burden of another sector of the economy that could cause new environmental and social problems. The circular economy model can serve as a key lever in promoting good health, and sustainable living while contributing to the global agendas such as Paris Agreement and the Sustainable Development Goals. At the heart of a circular economy is a design philosophy that eliminates waste, optimally uses materials, and conserves natural resources. It's an economic system where products and services are engineered for durability, materials are perpetually recycled, and waste and emissions are reduced or eliminated. So how might your innovation business model, technologies with future improvement rubrics, and or resource ingenuity support India's and Australia's transition to a circular economy? Next, please. So the RISE Accelerator statements are here for you. How can pioneer business model technologies, advancements, and innovation improve resource use, minimize waste generation, or enable the transition to circular business practices, refine the extraction, use of energy and materials within a circular economy framework? For example, we are talking about, can you close the loop? So technologies and solutions that retain material inputs at the highest possible value in production and consumption system. Innovative circular business models, examples, circular supply models, technologies fostering faster data collection, better resource management, and improved systems with accuracy and precision. Promoting B2B and B2C circularity across supply and value chains. Activities handling physical or material flows at different intervention levels. It can be national, regional, sector, business, product, process, or material. Example, technologies to match suppliers of composite waste with end users of recycled materials. A digital tool to design based on these materials. Circular consumer plays the vital role enabling circular economic consumption patterns. So we are looking for technologies enabling resource recovery solutions at consumer level. Product stewardship, technologies targeting an environmental management strategy that means whoever designs, produces, sells, or uses a product takes responsibility for minimizing the product's environmental impact through all the stages of the product's life cycle, including end-of-life management. Technologies that include pilot scale piloting to ecosystem building or product service system models. So collaborations on waste reduction, reuse, recycling technologies, then product life extension, that means keeping items in use, recycling, redesign, reuse, retaining the value of materials within the economy as long as possible, and extend the use of materials. Next, please. Does your design eliminate waste and pollution? So technologies and solutions we are looking for that extract, design, and use energy materials, biological materials, or technical materials within a circular economy framework. For example, we imagine products, design, and production processes that eliminate or minimize waste and pollutions. That is, products should be designed for longevity and durability. Circular material replacements. So designing products for disassembly, for further processing or reprocessing. Use of waste as a resource. Replace traditional material inputs derived from virgin resources with alternate economically viable materials that are either plant-based renewables or which are already being retrieved. We can use or aim to reduce, replace low-value, non-recyclable materials and prioritize regenerative resources. Advanced material designs, engineering, and manufacturing. These technologies and solutions we are also looking for. Next is digital and or data-driven innovations that reduce inputs, develop and establish platforms for connected smart production facilities of the future, including their supply chains, digitally validated quality control systems with end-to-end tracking of material flows, address uncertainty about quality and availability of recycled materials, and aim to reduce consumption externalities. Next is production processes and technologies that enable easier material reuse. Next slide, please. So can you build a circular economy mindset? We're talking about what transformative technology and solutions can help achieve a world where cities, buildings, transportation systems, food and energy provisions, clothing, healthcare, and education are all sculpted within a circular economy mindset. Innovations focused on supporting transition at scale and system change will be required to achieve a successful transition to a circular economy. Further, a circular economy mindset requires a cultural shift and a collaborative approach. We need technologies enabling engagement with all in the value chain in this transition. We are targeting creation of cross-functional teams and networks to share best practices and co-create solutions. This can be achieved through leveraging digital technologies and platforms to facilitate information and resource flows. Next, please. So what did we miss? Any technologies and solutions embedded within the circular economy design philosophy and or that are measurably impacting India and Australia's transition to a circular economy are welcome to apply. So all the best to all applicants, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rita. The key attribute of the RISE Accelerator is the innovation ecosystem convergence of India and Australia. With this, let me invite Dr. Chintan Vaishnav, Mission Director, Atal Innovation Mission and Chair Startup 20 to share his thoughts.
Thank you, Tanvi. A very good morning to friends in India. Good afternoon to friends in Australia and everyone else. Let me first thank the two excellencies who spoke before us, from the High Commissioner of India and the High Commissioner of Australia. Let me thank Dr. Rita and colleagues Prerna, Tamara from the Australian side. Let me speak to you from the trenches a bit. We've been working together to design this accelerator as carefully as possible because it is indeed a unique opportunity, and I can tell you from the perspective of Atal Innovation Mission, which is India's, so to say, the innovation office. This is a unique opportunity because, as you saw in that carefully designed mission statement, we're aiming for something technology-led, something cross-border, and something that engages the ecosystems. And when you do that, our hope is that there will be a next step for every stakeholder in this process. So if you're a startup, this may be the first time, even though we do many sort of international programs, this may be the first time we're designing something that is serious in averting an international valley of death, if you would. Giving you a real base, if you're an Indian startup going to Australia, an Australian startup coming to India. So that's something very, very unique. And I hope everyone, TRL7 and above, and all the criteria that Tamara had put out earlier, considers this challenge. If you're an ecosystem builder, say you're an innovation catalyst like an incubator, an accelerator, an academic, an investor, etc., etc. There'll be something in this for you, because this is an ecosystem to ecosystem conversation. So while our offices are anchoring the two sides, we really have designed this program for it to be situated in our respective ecosystems with their own strengths and abilities. And so at the end of this, your own social capital, economic opportunity, etc., ought to grow if you're an ecosystem builder. And if you're a nation, that is, of course, India and Australia are together in this, but if you're a nation looking for translational work that solve our common challenges and leverages our complementary strengths, we are very, very hopeful that this carefully designed intervention will lead us to finding a template that can go across the world. The reason to celebrate this aspect is that even as recent as G20 presidency of India, which is about to come to an end on November 30th, in Startup 20, there was an exercise around sustainable development goals, and we found that you can take almost any goal and put it out in the pieces of the puzzle that one has to solve in order to address that goal. And you will find that across the world, there are great startups solving each piece of that puzzle. This is a very, very concrete way of working on challenges that are common to us with people who take risks beyond what our conventional systems are willing to take. So from that perspective, again, very, very unique. One final thing I'd like to share with you is that, again, we've been very careful in designing this. We know that there are operational challenges when you go to another country. That's well understood. Businesses, in absence of such a program, also go through that journey. There are strategic challenges. That's also well understood. But we also have been careful to design the program so that we also address the cultural challenges or understanding each culture, which is usually very subtle and much harder to grapple with. And so that's how this program is being designed. Once again, I am very, very hopeful that this will serve as a template to rest of the world in solving challenges that are common to us. As we open this up, I hope to see many, many more applicants, more than we can process, and we're ready for you. So all the very best, and looking forward to working with each of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chintan. The major aim of RISE Accelerator is to create a sustainable economic, social, and environmental impact. Let me invite Ms. Prerna Mehta, Director, Strategic Partnerships Growth, CSIRO, to talk about the RISE Impact Pathways. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Tanvi. And Dr. Chintan, as you were speaking, I was just reflecting on where we've come from since we last came together for the program reveal at the G20 Startup, which you were leading in Gurugram in July. So it seems so long ago, but so almost like just the bat of an eyelid. So it's all been happening very quickly. India's stewardship, actually, of the G20 Startup Summit really demonstrated the strength and dynamism of the Indian startup ecosystem. And I recall meeting a number of international collaborators and partners at that very meeting. It helped really kickstart the global conversation around innovation and reinforce that startups are an engine for the innovation-fueled economic growth. This is such a great opportunity for Australian startups and SMEs to tap into the vibrancy and fast pace of India's innovation ecosystem. For Indian entrepreneurs, this is going to be a unique opportunity to validate their products and solutions in Australia. Australia offers a robust market with a high demand for cutting-edge technologies and a strong focus on research and development. We're really looking forward to creating a bridge between our two countries to help facilitate these connections. Australia and India, as I think many of us on this recording has noted, we've got a strong history of research collaboration, and RISE is just another way that our two countries are building on our already long history. Our research and innovation partnerships have significantly strengthened under the Australian government's Indian economic strategy. And we're working in areas such as green steel, critical minerals, to fast-track cutting-edge research and innovation ideas. This week, in fact, we've got a delegation of researchers from our hydrogen industry mission. They're spending the week working with Indian research organisations and industry representatives to explore ways for us to collaborate and learn from each other on the production of renewable hydrogen. So fostering deeper research and development collaborations are really an important way that we can achieve sustained scientific and technological innovation and economic growth. I'd like to acknowledge our collaborators in developing and delivering this program. So the deep partnership that we formed with Atal Innovation Mission in delivering this has been phenomenal. We've been working on this since 2021 when we were first birthing, I think, the hackathon that brought together about 80 teams of students and SMEs. So this for me is the next natural step of growing up. We know that there are startups and SMEs in both countries working on some really exciting and promising solutions to help with the transition to a circular economy, many of which Rita has outlined. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can achieve together. Thank you, Tanvi.
Thank you so much, Prerna. I would now like to invite Ms. Gail Fulton, Director, Science Connect, CSIRO, to share her thoughts.
Thank you so much, Tanvi, and it is fantastic to be here, and thank you to Dr. Rita and Dr. Chantal for your words about the program. RISE, I think, is a fantastic opportunity for Australian and Indian startups to develop partnerships and really to expand internationally. We know that startups and small businesses are presently doing business in a very complex context. That includes structural adjustments in global production systems, geopolitical, social and economic shifts, and our changing climate and environment. All of these things are also a driving force for the ingenuity of those startups and SMEs. Here at CSIRO, we deliver a suite of innovation programs for startups and SMEs, and we see time and time again of how the innovation capacity and agility of those startups and SMEs is a critical pathway to develop solutions for challenging and complex times. We also know that there is evidence that investment in innovation impacts the revenue growth of both large and small businesses. And indeed, those businesses that invest in innovation outperform others who don't. In addition to investment in innovation, collaboration along value chains and firms of different sizes and sectors is another major contributing factor to business performance. We believe that innovation is not haphazard. It's underpinned by investment and collaboration. The RISE Accelerator is investing in startups and SMEs as they work to solve some of our greatest global environmental and climate challenges. RISE can foster collaboration amongst our nations, cultures and ecosystems, and in doing so, support businesses to diffuse their innovations faster and give them higher prospects of impact, both at a firm level at their bottom line, but also importantly at a social and environmental level at the macro level. We are very much looking forward to supporting Australian and Indian startups as they embark on this innovation and impact journey. Thanks, Tanvi.
Thank you so much, Gail. With this, we have reached the end of our launch event. Before we end, I would now like to invite Mr. Pramit Dash, Program Director, Atal Innovation Mission, to give vote of thanks.
Well, thank you so much, Tanvi. Just to put it forward, the whole conceptualization and design of RISE has witnessed the support and relentless hard work of numerous people from both India and Australia. First of all, I would like to thank the High Commissioners of India, Mr. Manpreet Vora, and the High Commissioner of Australia, Mr. Philip Green, along with the entire High Commission teams and the MEA and DFAT teams for always extending their support and their encouraging words for this event. Next up, would like to thank the leadership team of AIM and CSIRO, who have provided RISE with critical inputs, have maneuvered through numerous challenges and deadlocks, and driven alignments wherever necessary. So extending my thanks to Jonathan Law, to Prerna Mehta, Gail Fulton, and Dr. Chintan Vaishnav. While we were discussing and developing the challenge statements, we always leaned on the expertise of the experts. So a big thanks to Dr. Heinz Schandl from CSIRO and Dr. Rita Dorapkar from CSIR NIRI for guiding us, the RISE team, as co-chairs of our advisory committee. While designing the program, we did extensive consultation sessions across various stakeholders of the innovation ecosystem from both India and Australia. So would like to thank all our consultation partners, right from startups, incubators, innovation organizations, research organizations, industry, and the VC community, and obviously the government as such. Would like to thank the extended teams of AIM and CSIRO, who have chipped in at various times during the whole program design phase. And finally, not a thanks, but a word of appreciation for the entire core team of RISE for putting all of this together from scratch in a period of 6 to 7 months' time. So a big thanks to May, Tamara, Roma, Claire, Monica, Lisa, Esther, and Tanvi. Fantastic job done. And before I end my vote of thanks, really would like to thank the entire startup community who have shown interest since our reveal in the Startup 20 Summit that we had. And now it's the time where you come to apply, you get to know more. So before I end, I will just leave you with the link to our website where you can get to know more about RISE, and definitely you can go and do the whole application process. Thank you so much. Over to you, Tanvi.
Thank you so much, Pramit. Thank you all for joining us today as we open our applications for the first cohort. Your participation is crucial in shaping a future where innovation transcends borders. Together, let's build a collaborative ecosystem to enable the startups to rise. Applications are now open. To know more, you can apply and visit on RISE accelerator.org as it is displayed on the screen. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. With this, we close our launch event for the day. So calling up all the startups and SMEs to check out our website, follow AIM and CSIRO over their social media handles, where you will get to know a lot more updates on a daily basis. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in.